So I just saw something that's really, really scary. Take a look at this. According to recent studies made, the stress in the average individual in the past 18 years has more than doubled. I don't care where you are, who you live, what you do, that is absolutely crazy. But what if I told you that there was a way to go back in time? To go back to a world and back to a life where we aren't all so stressed and all so mad and all so tilted at the world. Would that interest you? Well, if it does, stick around for this video because I'm going to show you today why is it that we're always so stressed, why you always feel like you're running from something, and how to fix that shit today. Alright, so let's get into it.
I have contained my rage for as long as possible, but I shall unleash my fury upon you like the crashing of 1,000 waves! Begone, vile man! Begone from me!
What's up, you guys? It's your boy I'm trying, and do you always feel like you're running from something? Like there's this masked murderer just chasing behind you, slowly creeping, every single day getting a little bit closer to its mission? Yeah? Well, you're not alone. I can definitely add myself into that group with you as well. I don't know what it is, but it feels that as the years have gone by, the world has pretty much been cooking slowly in a pressure cooker. Every single person that I know has been more stressed these past couple years than they have been in their entire lifetime. I mean, I don't know about you, but ever since I was in middle school, I would start feeling the stress of homework, exams, yada yada. I was also a really bad student, so maybe that has something to do with it. But then after middle school, what happens? You start getting stressed about work, about your paycheck, about taxes, about life, about death, about food, about rent, everything. But for whatever reason, it seems that maybe like a decade or 2 decades ago, the thought of preserving our mental state and helping the people that live in the world was completely swapped out or interchanged for global corporations to start trying to buy our attention span and also to make us bet on every single sport game possible. I can't even watch homie take a free throw on the line anymore without FanDuel or Prize Picks or whatever trying to sell me a parlay. Like back in the day, it used to be a fun thing to do with the boys, but now I see my boys and it feels like they're addicted to the gambling. What is going on? Honestly, it pisses me off so much that this is the world that we live in that it really just makes me want to throw something at the camera. I don't know if I should though. Fuck it, throw something at the screen with me, okay? 1, 2, 3. Back in the day, it was so easy to live your life how you wanted to. It feels that in the heyday of America, you know, like early 2000s, late 80s, there was so much more freedom. Freedom in regards to how we could live our lives. You could decide whether you wanted to be a farmer, whether you wanted to work at Walmart, or whether you wanted to be a stockbroker. All things equal, let's say you could get an education, you know, whatever, right? But the point here is, nowadays, there's no way to live your life, at least efficiently and productively, without doing things like using social media, buying things online, etc., etc. The freedom of deciding on what we want to do with our lives has gone through the wayside. It's been disappeared, it's been kablammed, kabloodled, spread. And this right here, at least in my opinion and according to the APA, is one of the main reasons that we just perpetually feel like we're cooked inside. We're dead. We're hollow, we're depressed, we're stressed, we're pretty much everything. I've actually talked about how Gen Z is so depressed nowadays compared to their other counterparts, so I'll put the video up here. It was actually my last video. Pretty good one. Check it out if you want to know a little bit more about what I'm talking about. But it does really seem that the reason that we're always so anxious is because of the multitude of decisions that we have to make, and that doesn't even count the decisions that are made for us. Sadly, nowadays, it's like we're forced to partake in the bullshit that is society. I have to sit down and watch Fox News or watch CBS and see what Trump is talking about this week. I have to sit down and watch the Super Bowl. I have to pay my Amazon Prime. None of these things are options anymore for us, for whatever reason. I might be yapping uncontrollably, but I do really feel that the world has imposed itself onto us in ways that we never even knew was possible. From companies pushing sports betting in every single game that we ever see, to companies trying to fight tooth and nail for our attention span. You can't even go on TikTok anymore without getting hit with 45,000 ads. It's really a clusterfuck out there, fellas. And you already know what I'm talking about. All these little intricate things and details that we always have to focus on were not even things that crossed our mind back in the eras when we were evolving and hunting and gathering. And that is why, right there, that your little monkey brain is not prepared to handle the shit that goes on nowadays. Like, our brain is fried. Dead ass. It's not the attention span, it's not TikTok. Our brain is fried because the world has made it fried. I talk about this constantly, but do you think your great-great-grandfather was worried about the parlay that he had to hit so he could go get Mickey D's with his date later on that day? Hell no. Your great-great-grandfather was probably doing something on a farm or whatever, trying to get that food in the first place. And the world, instead of getting easier for us to participate in, it's gotten more complex, more complicated, and just flat out less fun. This is why we're always in a state of fight or flight mode. Most likely, when you feel this type of anxiety and this type of depression brewing up in yourself, it is 100% because your brain genuinely thinks it might have to square up to maintain its life. When in reality, you're just in line in Starbucks and you don't know what to get today. Our brains and our bodies are not equipped for the shit that we get to do on a day-to-day basis. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? I don't know. Because I don't think I'd want to live in a world where social media isn't a thing anymore or where the internet isn't as accessible as it is nowadays. But I also would like to live in a world where I could afford an apartment and where I could also live my life without being constantly stressed, depressed, and bombarded with ads. So I guess, like they say in Spanish, unas por otras, we gotta take some of the good with some of the bad, you know what I mean? And now the question that you've all been waiting for is, how do I get out of here? How do I get out of this hole? How do I stop getting in fight or flight mode? What do? I swear I'm trying. I got you, baby. I got you. I don't know what it is, but it feels like for some reason, as we grow old, we start becoming fermented wine, and not the good kind. I've used this example before, but ask yourself for real. Weren't you happier when you were a kid, or at least marginally? I don't know if that has something to do with the innocence of life or, whatever. I could go on philosophically for hours here. But my point is, I believe that the main way to stay away from stress, anxiety, and depression, at least in this context, is number one, try to connect with yourself on a deeper level. Ask yourself what you actually like to do when you were younger and what calmed you down. It could be something as simple as working out, playing basketball, playing soccer, throwing the ball around with your dad, whatever. Our nervous system and our central nervous system has been so shot over the years with all the short-term content, all the things that are pushed onto us, and all the ads that we see every single day trying to get us to click and buy something. So what I want you to do is I want you to forget about all that shit and go back to what life was like when you were a little bit younger. And try to enjoy yourself. Jesus, I used to read Eclipse. I used to read Twilight. I don't give a fuck. I'll say that on this channel. I was a huge Twilight fan when I was younger. And something as simple as just reading a little bit has helped me calm down my anxiety a lot of the times. And if that doesn't work, then I want you to go on to number two. And number two is to do some things that slow down time. And I know I might sound like I'm spitballing and saying random shit here if you haven't seen this channel before, but it has been studied and it is known that for you to slow down your relative perception of time, you have to do new stuff. Or at least stuff that you haven't done in a long time, right? So I don't know, go fucking crazy. Jump out of a plane, buy yourself a new cat. He likes this, by the way, it's okay. He'd bite me if he didn't like it. Do whatever works for you. That's the point of this channel, is to always try to make you 1% better, not someone else. Stop biting my journal. The thing is, we fall into this routine of a rat race. We start becoming obsessed with small things that at the end of the day become insignificant, or at least in relation they are insignificant to things that really matter, like connections, fun, memories, and family. So what I want you to try to do is I want you to really try to break out of your routine. I'm gonna say it. Pull out that journal, write down what you do every single day, by the hour, by the minute, by the activity, whatever you want, and figure out what a routine for you is. And then I want you to break that routine on purpose. I want you to destroy it. I promise you that will make you feel like time is going by a lot slower, and on the plus side, you just get to do new shit as well. Change is difficult, but it is worth it. And this hasn't been a super deep, philosophical, or profound video, but sometimes the easiest changes you can do in your life don't have to be. Sometimes the easiest changes that you can do to your life are the ones that are very small, but the ones that are most significant as well. So guys, keep that in mind, and let me know, what was one of the things that made you super stressed as a child, or nowadays, what gets you really anxious and riled up? For me, it's deadlines, but not necessarily a deadline. It's a deadline when I know that I'm not working toward a deadline, right? So if I have to put the video up by Sunday and it's Friday and haven't filmed yet, I'm gonna be stressed. I'll keep it real with you. With good reason too, with good reason. So guys, it's been your boy, so I'm trying. Thanks for tuning in. You already know, stay safe out there because it's really crazy, okay? Peace.
Now I'm rapping every single day. Great man, smoking on the green ganja, hey. Hey Sean, I hit you with the spin move. Rotation, different types of water on my neck. Hydration, devil in my DM, shoot my shot just like I'm Rain Man. If we feeling broke, then fuck it, we might do the rain dance. I don't work for money, I just sign, pay me